Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Shahrazad Nuravi. I'm a business psychologist, and welcome to the D of the Build series. Determine who you want to be at work and at home. There's three things I want to share about this, and it applies to both work and at home, but let's start with work. When we think about who we want to be, the first thing that I think is so important is around energy. Energy. And where are we gaining our energy, and how are we showing up fully charged, ready for the day ahead, physically, mentally, emotionally? And how do we create energy in the environment that we are in at work, whether it's in the office, whether it's virtually, whether it's in conversations with colleagues throughout the day? And there's a few things I'll say about energy, and of course, this is not new, and yet we know things, but we don't always do them. And I think it's so important, first of all, when it comes to our physical energy, to pay attention to our sleep hygiene when we go to bed, how to have that wind down time, turn the lights down lower, read a book that puts everyone to bed, and to create habits around it so we can get as much sleep as possible. What we eat is, of course, so helpful, eating things that will help sustain us throughout the day. And taking vitamins, I kid you not, I think it makes a huge difference in my energy, and I've seen it in my family as well. And here's the thing, when your energy is off, when you notice yourself not being fully engaged and excited to start the day, ask yourself why. It could be that you need a change in your medication, or you need medication. It could be that you need vitamins. It could be that you are down about something and it's impacting your energy, and you need to connect with someone and talk about it and come up with new solutions. And remember, the energy is contagious. Think about when you're in a room with someone who has great energy, you just feel so good, and it just feels like a great vibe and great communication. And think about the times when you're in a room with someone who doesn't have a good energy, they're not feeling well, maybe they're not even talking, they might not even be saying a word, but you could feel when someone doesn't feel good, because our emotions are like sponges, and then you find yourself not feeling so good and you wonder why. And it's about energy. So if you don't have great energy physically, mentally, emotionally, take time to explore why and take steps to work on it. Number two, when it comes to determining who you want to be at work and at home, at work, ask yourself how you can support your teams, how you could support others. In the BRAVE model, which is a model for tribe working and creating strong relationships in business, I talk about abundantly and generously serve others. And when we take the time to mentor others, coach others, help bring them up, it becomes part of who we are. It becomes part of our legacy. The third part of determine who you want to be would be around creating community. What can you do to make work more humanized? How do you create check-ins with your team? If you're on Zoom, check in and ask how everyone is doing. Ask some ice-breaking questions so that they can have a chance to get to know one another better. You'll see in the notes of this video questions to ask coworkers, and I hope you will love it, as many of my clients have. Now let's apply determine who you want to be at home. Same concept. First, energy. The energy you bring to your family when your family members come home. How do you create an energized environment? I always learned that whoever is at home, when another family member comes home, go to the door, greet them, give them a hug. If you were there earlier, prepare the meal and create that environment of harmony in your home. Speaking of energy in the household, one of the things that I have employed over the years, and I find it to be really helpful, is no bad news after 9 p.m. and before 9 a.m. And think about it, if there is a challenge that could wait till the morning, or a bad news that something happened with someone you know in your community, or it's just something that will make you upset or sad, why not wait to tell your family member the next day? when they are feeling better, or before 9 p.m., before you go to bed. I've found that this is really helpful, and we process differently at different times of the day, and especially depending on each person's body clock. One thing I'd like to add about energy in the home relates to a commencement speech given by a US Navy SEAL. And he talks about how making your bed will lead to other small important actions throughout the day. I'm a big proponent of this, and it does go back to my desire for a neat space, and I think that helps to create clarity in one's mind. And you'll see a few versions of the video in the link below. And think about when everyone starts their day in a way that is about neatness, about structure and organization, how it just helps you thrive throughout the day. The second part is, how can you support your team? I believe a family is a team. And when it's really clear that everyone is responsible to help out in the house, to show up for one another, to fill in when there is a need for that, that's helping determine who you want to be at home. Years ago, when I was single, I would ask people questions about married life and the day-to-day. And I one time asked my parents, how do you all determine who does what around the house? Do you make a chores list? Is it 50-50? What is it? How does it work? And they both replied, they chuckled, and they replied, it's not 50-50, it's 100-100. We both want to do things to make each other's lives better. We think about what the other person needs from us, and we do it so that their day is easier, their life is better. And I thought that was the most beautiful answer, and that goes to teamwork. So think about what ways you could be there to support your family, your team, and how it could help determine who you want to be at home. And last, think about what creating community at home would look like for you. For my home, it's inviting people over. And one of the things that I have started doing more and more is hosting dinner over, whether I have time to make food or I bring in food. And there's just a different vibe when you're in your own home and you're not out at a restaurant. You're more relaxed, there's more time to spend together. And that's one small way to create more community at home and expand your friendships. So here's to you determining who you want to be at work and at home. Here's to you working on building your resilience, your joy, your calm, your ease. Remember, the B was be mindful with yourself and others. The U was understand change is constant and can be a great thing. Remember, I is innovate at work and at home. L is live in harmony with your highest self. And D is determine who you want to be at work and at home. Here's to your wisdom, power, resilience, and grace. And I'll see you in the next series.